So they finally arrive to the main character's old domain. And he's found out that someone has taken his place, or there's a new archfiend who is acting like he is the new top dog, that he's taken the main character's place. Because a lot of people thought the main character wasn't coming back from his imprisonment, because usually people do not come back from that. The main character gets like this memory of back when he was the top dog, that he was the archfiend. And this memory was someone had tried spying on him, another archfiend. And this person had found out that the Melid would visit the main character in his domain when the main character was going through his tribulations. And this dude went around spreading around, and the main character was displeased by this. He got rid of the guy and every person this guy told. Now, the main character had brought one of his henchmen with him, and this henchman had heard this. And then the henchman told the other one. So both goons, Goon 1 and Goon 2, know this. And the memory ends of him freezing them when they were talking about it. Like, they weren't going to do anything. They were kind of freaking out about this information. They weren't going to do anything to the main character like the other people who knew about the main character's secret was. But, like, the main character freezes them. But they don't remember it. From what I can tell, they don't remember any of this. Like how the main character forgot this, they forgot it. So the main character probably did something to make them forget it. We also find out why the main character has been freezing this entire time, why he's so cold, why he needs layers of clothing, why he's carrying around the little heater thingy, is because he's going through a tribulation. A tribulation for a fiend basically freezes them, like they're turning into ice. The higher ranking they are, the worse the freeze is. And that is exactly what the main character is going through right now. So when they arrive to the main character's domain, there's guards, and the main character is shocked by this because he's put up 2 different stiffic protection stuff. And his goons tell him, oh, this is because the other fiends thought you would die and your protection wouldn't be existing anymore, so we put up guards to protect us. And these protections were supposed to keep celestials like the Melid out, except the Melid could easily walk through the protection areas. And his 2 little goons are like, how is this possible? And the main character knows because he's probably the one who meddled with it to allow the Melid in. And he's questioning why he would let the Melid into this area. What was going on between the 2 of them? And I'm like, oh, I know what was happening between you 2. I think something sneaky peeky was happening. I'm probably wrong. And it was probably good old friendship, but we all know probably not. It was probably not. The main character's domain used to be a bazaar that would open up on the 3rd day of the 3rd month, and it was adored. People would come all over the place to visit it and just take in the sights. But one day it just burned. Like, it burned. Instead of opening up like it was supposed to on the 3rd day of the 3rd month, it just all burned and disappeared to the grounds. And the fiends decided to take over it as their domain. I haven't got to the part of why, but I think when the main character fell from heaven, he took over his old location. The bazaar, he took over it and made it into his domain after it burned. And the reason why I say this location is the main character's location, even back when it was the bazaar, is because we find out how he became a god. So he was this beautiful, gorgeous tree that people came to and prayed to, and were getting their prayers answered, which, doesn't always go great with humanity. These wishes become dark and greedy, and war broke out. And the main character, as a tree, became and got conscience from being repeatedly prayed to and having a shrine. So he became a human, had a human form, and sooner or later became a god. And the Melid, we also find out how the Melid became a god, or specifically the starts of it. So he was a soldier, a general who was fighting all these people in the bazaar. And he sooner or later died from his injuries. But he led himself to the main character's little tree area, buried a child he had found that was dying and didn't want to be, caught by a fiend and devoured after death. Because, people's bodies get the worst things done to them after they die if they're not properly buried. Horrible things happen to somebody's body. And so the male lead had carried the child and buried the child in a safe place at the main character's tree. He saw the main character, spoke with the main character for a little period of time, basically telling the main character, I see you, I know you're there, and protected the main character when tribulation came for the main character. When he was about to be injured, the male lead protected the main character from his tribulation and died from the tribulation. He was already horribly injured from the battle and the war, and so he died protecting the main character. And he said that he wished in his next life he'd see the main character. And the main character is super excited to hopefully see the soldier who risked his life, the first person who made a unselfish wish, who chose to make a wish for the main character. He decided to put a little bit of himself into a little thing so one day the male lead would find it, come for him, and they reunite. Instead, the male lead never found that thing. Instead, the male lead had become a god and met the main character years later, and the main character never told the male lead about this. And since they're in an illusion that's basically created from a memory, I'm kind of confused how this illusion works. But their past selves are there, so they have to avoid, I guess, their past selves, because the main character tried talking to the past self of the male lead, and the male lead stopped him from doing that. They go into an inn their prior selves spent the night in, and the innkeeper is utterly shocked that they're there, and he doesn't want them there. Like, he is horrified because we find out that anytime a duo enters his inn, he's had bad luck since he's opened it. He was first told this was a great location and later told it was a bad location and he needed to choose a different location, but he decided to stick there because he thought it was a great spot, because he was first told it was great, and then he got this encouraging sign from a tree that it was a great thing. But when the person later saw the tree, told him it was a bad spot, but he's like, oh no, these are perfect. Like, the two first times I was told it was great, it's great. So he stayed. And it's been bad luck. Every time a duo enters his place, one disappears and the other part of the duo turns out to be a fiend. It happened twice. The Christian clan that was nearby told him, hey, we'll just have a corpse stay with you. Yeah, he has a corpse stay with him, and it stays there and hunts down fiends to keep an eye on the fiends, and so they can get rid of the fiends before anything else bad happens. And the main character's like, why don't you just leave? Instead of just letting a corpse be with you, why not just leave? And the dude is like, he can't even explain to the main character, like, something's keeping him from saying it. But he points the main character in the direction. And the reason why this all leads to is because the male lead disappeared. And they're all thinking the main character ate the male lead, was controlled by a fiend, turned into a fiend, and ate the person who was with him. And the main character's like, no. And he also reveals them the lead's true identity, that the male lead is a god, a celestial, and they're like, oh, because they all heard the stories of what the male lead is like. So they're like, oh. So they go to the location that the dude is kind of not able to tell them, but points them to, because again, he can't reveal something, like something is forcing him to stay. He can't leave, but he also can't explain things truly. And they get to this spot, and together they open it up, and there the male lead is. But also the Christian clan was also dragging their feet, just like the innkeeper was.